All businesses need to manage risk. In today's economic climate, the need to do that efficiently is more pronounced than we've seen for some period of time. RiskView allows a business to do several things. It allows the business to identify unhealthy concentrations of risk in their operating model, in their incident management and response, in causal factors, but to find these things and then go after them proactively in a highly efficient way. I know people using this that have, over the course of one calendar year, taken down their incident impact by over 50%. So driving down incidents, driving down outages, lowering the risk profile of future outages by half without increasing staff, without buying lots of other fancy tools. It's simply a discipline. There are lots of ways to use RiskView. At its core, RiskView does three things. It aggregates data from multiple disparate sources. It normalizes that data. It scores and it classifies that data and it presents it. So you can feed it lots of different kinds of data and do the same type of analysis. As part of a larger process, you can feed it fraud data. And you can look for emerging patterns in fraud. You can feed it information security vulnerabilities. You can feed it incident data. You can take data from a tool like Remedy that's logging all of your tickets and do the deep business analytics and ask, what should I do next based on the patterns of my tickets? Remedy is optimized to be a real-time incident management system. So it collects the data on your events, on your incidents as they happen, and it allows you to build processes around it to efficiently route those incidents, troubleshoot those incidents, and at the end of the day, report on those incidents. RiskView complements that. RiskView consumes the Remedy data and looks at emerging patterns over time. So it does pattern analysis, it does data mining of your Remedy incident data. It's not meant to be a real-time tool. It's meant to be the offline analytics that complement the day-to-day operations, and together you use those two to drive down the frequency of incidents and the impact of incidents. In operational risk, in realized risks, in incidents, what we find with materiality is we want to know things like number of people affected, how critical was the system, what was the time of day. If you start to put together a materiality score, a pain score, that's based on how many people did I hurt, system criticality, market open, market close versus middle of the night, you get a very different view. And now you can start to use this, here's the magic, consistently. You can compare individual incidents and groups of incidents to other groups. You can compare them to themselves over time. You can start to build both long-term trends as well as short-term clusters. You've normalized stuff around something that matters, which is pain. Outage risk analytics is data mining for incidents and outages. RiskView analytics, RiskView style analytics allow you to identify risk concentrations, which is a form of pattern analysis. Every incident has a materiality. Every incident, big or small, has an impact score. Sometimes there are multiple types of impact. There might be a financial impact. There might be a client pain impact. And you can score the same incident multiple ways, but you end up with a materiality score. It also has lots and lots of classifications that get tied to that same incident. It's beautiful in two ways. It lowers the number of incidents that you have over time, And it also allows you to focus on the materiality, the things that matter most, and reduce the impact of the incidents that do happen. And when you start to reduce both the quantity of incidents, the death by 1,000 paper cuts, as well as the impact of incidents, how much pain each one caused, and you do that simultaneously, you have a non-linear impact on the business. You suddenly are reducing pain and cost in 2 dimensions simultaneously, and business availability takes off, costs come down. We chose to use a radar chart because we wanted a way to visually display things that were different from similar things. So if I classify data lots and lots of different ways, and I make each of those a spoke on a wheel, and then I plot a dot that says how impactful any particular class is, I very quickly get to see the nails that are sticking up versus all of the others that cluster in the center. And I may have thousands or tens of thousands of things on one chart, but 2 or 3 are outliers, and they're bad outliers. These are the ones that are driving the most amount of pain. These are the ones that are driving the most amount of risk on an ongoing basis. These are the critical few that if I go after, I will materially reduce my pain score, my outage number, my incident count, my incident materiality. I can go solve for the other 10,000, but it won't have nearly the same impact as fixing the 2 or 3 that stand out. At some point, you get to be pretty good at fighting fires, and where you want to invest your dollars is sprinkler systems. And by doing both together, you can manage incidents as they happen and prevent incidents from occurring.